So we could continue on with this line of thinking, but I want to share with you a teaching that was shared with me by one of my beloved childhood friends, Rav Micha Hyman, who quoted one of his teachers. I didn't quite get the name, but he talked about what the real sin of these two tribes was. So he explained that the real sin is that we don't see anywhere in what Reuven and God said the words Imirtza Hashem, right? If Hashem wills it, or Be'ezrat Hashem, which means with the help of Hashem. They just say what they have to say. We're going to go to war with them and lead them to victory, and we're going to stay here. They weren't like searching to know, is this God's will? And will God be with us? And God will be with us. And they didn't say that they would stay back if Hashem wants it, or that they will lead the battle with Hashem's help. I mean, we're talking basics here. I mean, for those of you who have had a normal, everyday conversation with a God-fearing Jew, you know that the sentences are filled with, if God wills it, or Be'ezrat Hashem, God willing, with God's help. Some people are more conscious of it than others, and some people are more stringent about it. I don't know if it's a stringency or just a natural way to speak that reflects what's in your heart. But there's no question that those words are part of the normal day-to-day, otherwise mundane discourse, right? And why do we say these words all the time? For the same reason that we say blessings before we eat, or before we use the restroom, or before we do a whole slew of otherwise mundane activities, most of the time before and afterwards. Why? It's for the same reason that we kiss the mezuzah when we walk into a room, for the same reason that we wear tzitzit hanging from our garments, because the illusions of this world are so convincing, right? The appearance of different powers and different forces, this appearance is so real and it's so thick that it's just so easy to get lost and simply forget about Hashem. Forget that we need to be constantly immersed in these reminders, right? That's what halacha is. Jewish law. It goes halach Hashem. That's hey lamed chet hey, walking towards God, that we're always walking with Hashem when we keep Jewish law. That's why we do it. So we're constantly remembering that God is one and Hashem is the singular power animating and orchestrating everything. And there is nothing but him. And all of these things, they're just reminders to help us fulfill the primary directive of the Torah, what I believe is the primary directive of the Torah, which we see in Devarim and Deuteronomy, V'yadata hayom v'hashavota el vavecha. Know therefore this day, and consider it in your heart, or bring it into your heart, that Adonai is Elohim. In heaven above and upon the earth below, there is no other. That's the reason we do all these things, so we don't forget. So we keep the most central, fundamental truth in the forefront of our consciousness.
This highlight was taken from the Land of Israel Fellowship. Every week, hundreds of families from literally around the world come together on our live Zoom sessions to strengthen each other, to inspire each other, and to learn Torah from the Land of Israel, in which we connect the dots between the Bible, the Hebrew language, and the confusing events of our times. Go to www.thelandofisrael.com/fellowship or click on the link below to join. Thank you.